two, one, go.
Oh,
Welcome to the 2021 Ford Motors Car Show competition featuring Ford's prize creations Ford GT, Thunderbird, Ford Mustang, and Fiesta. Let the show begin. And that's the end of our car show featuring Ford. Now let us hear from the riders itself why Ford has become one of the leading brands in the automobile industry, featuring its strategies and insights about the company. Good day, everyone. This is Evan with Ford GT, and thank you for having me here. And to start with my insights, first, I would like to meet you all this person in the name of Henry Ford. As we all know, every successful business or company wouldn't be in the position they are right now without the person or people behind it. As for Henry Ford, guided by his principles in life, has made a huge impact in the automobile sector. And some of his well known quotes are as follows. First, innovation without execution is just hallucination. At the start of the 20th century, Henry Ford brought the assembly line technique to the world of automobile production. The technique was so successful that it allowed mass production on an unparalleled scale. However, it is important to remember here that Henry Ford was not an inventor, but he was an innovator. He did not invent the automobile or the assembly line, but he did revolutionize the way in which they were produced and utilized. He had the vision to take something which already existed, improve it, and resell it as something new. Great entrepreneurs not only put ideas in motion, but they commit to them mentally as well. Having an amazing idea is all, but seeing it through to the implementation and execution phase is just as important. Next would be you can build a reputation on what you are going to do. When you're self employed like Henry Ford, reputation is everything. So ensuring that you are functioning at the top of your game at all times is essential. Reputation and recommendation is often built through word of mouth, so consistency and quality of service must remain the same across every client you work with. Henry Ford's assembly line method ensured that the thousands of cars produced were identical in terms of style, quality, and reliability. He understood the power of customer satisfaction and the spoken word, and he instilled in his principles into his workforce. Ford once famously said, quality means doing it right when no one is looking. And it is true because your work ethic should always remain unchanged. Lastly, failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. For Henry Ford, failure is something that will come to all of us at some point, but it is how you deal with it that sets you apart from everyone else. Henry Ford actually had two motor companies before Ford. Both failed and resulted in bankruptcy, but he had determination and belief in his idea to carry on. He sucked up his mistakes and learned by a process of careful observation and trial and error. Next slide, please. As discussed in the recorded video, the company operates in three segments, namely the automotive, mobility, and Ford Credit. The company breaks out revenue and adjusted EBIT for each segment. EBIT, familiar to most of us, is a measure of profitability calculated as revenue minus expenses, excluding tax and interest. Additionally, Ford reports corporate governance expenses, interest income, and gains and losses from investments under a fourth category, namely corporate other, although this is not considered an operating segment. Next slide, please. Ford Motor Company mission and vision statement. Its mission? Our mission is to strengthen communities and help make people's lives better. Ford Motor Company mission statement is brief and a general description of the business. The general term mobility is indicative of Ford's future product development, which could include mobility technologies other than automobiles. On the other hand, vision statement. Our vision is to become the world's most trusted company. Ford Motor Company's vision statement is concise, future oriented, and inspirational while describing the business as a developer of smart vehicles. The vision statement's specification of smart vehicles complements the corporate mission statement by providing a more detailed picture of what the company does. Next slide, please. Now, as for Ford's overview and its market and operations. Ford designs, manufactures, sells, and services a full line of cars, trucks, and utility vehicles. The company also offers a broad range of financial services to support car dealers and vehicle sales. The company currently is focused on boosting electric car production, mobility services, and self driving technology. And Ford has operations worldwide and employs about 190,000 people globally. Ford competitors include established automobile companies such as General Motors Corporation and Japan-based Toyota Motor Corporation rather, as well as newer entrants such as electric vehicle makers Tesla Incorporated and China-based NIO Incorporated. Next slide, please. Well, in relation to the current situation, the pandemic, Ford's most recent earnings report was for quarter two 2021 ended June 30, 2021. That has been reported to substantially decrease for the prior year quarter. Despite that, Ford reported the company-wide adjusted earnings before interest and taxes. Today, the company's total revenue slowly began to recover from the major disruptions to the economy caused by the COVID-19 pandemic beginning in early 2020. Throughout the pandemic, Ford's business has been negatively affected by production suspension and semiconductor supply shortage. After suspending production and facilities around the world in March 2020, Ford returned to normal production schedules in June of that year. Again, this is Evan with Ford GT, leaving you with one of the Ford's tagline. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. Go Ford, go further. Thank you guys for listening.
Hello, everyone. This is Shine Heavener Callis with Ford Thunderbird. The Ford Card Show 2021 was really a fun ride, especially because Ford Motors is one of the leading automobile company in the world with an extensive global presence. Apart from a large product portfolio, the company is also known for its focus on innovation and customer experience. Ford has also established a strong global manufacturing and sales network, which has played a major role in helping the company find global growth. In the previous show, I did lay down to you in detail the following market and operation strategies of Ford that you can see on your screens right now. Today, I will be sharing to you how I narrowed it down to 6 effective core strategies. First, next slide please. First, we have the cost leadership, differentiation, product development, market penetration, and corporate social responsibility. Now for the cost leadership, the generic growth strategy employed by Ford Motors is not entirely cost leadership. Why? Because the brand does not make and sell low-cost products. However, by maximizing operational efficiency, it does keep production costs and product prices under control, which is critical to achieving higher sales in a highly competitive scenario. Some of its leading competitors like Toyota has also introduced a competing line of products, and to manage its sales and growth, the company also has to focus on prices. This is essential for retaining customers in the automobile industry where product prices affect consumer loyalty heavily. However, rather than depending on minimized costs or competitive pricing, the company is focused on offering its customers high-quality vehicles that delivers superior performance. As a leading automobile brand, Ford places a very high level of focus on passenger safety, fuel efficiency, and the environmental impact of its products. Apart from its